Welcome to week 3 of Coop's FanDuel Parlay Picks, a series where I place some bets on college football games, typically some juicy parlays, and if it hits, I share a piece of the pie with everyone who leaves a comment on the video. Now, as you can see from week 2, we were so close. We got a little ballsy on a few of the bets that we probably shouldn't have made, and when I say we, I mean me. But week 3, we're going to be a little more conservative, and I think that we can hit on this one. What's going on, Canes fans and my college football family? Again, don't forget to leave a comment on this video. It can literally be anything, because if any of these bets hit each week, I do share some of the money with some random people that left a comment. Now, we did a 7-leg parlay last week, and as you can see, we were very close. We missed on the Utah game, but man, I think Utah ended up winning by 7. So we needed them to win by 8 or more. It was so freaking close. And then, of course, just a complete whiff on the Alabama money line here. Texas did take care of business, but we hit on all of the rest of them. Now, I saw some people asking last week what a parlay actually is. So the way this works is every single one of these predictions has to be correct for you to win the money. So that's why it's so risky. And that's why my motto is low risk, high reward. If I would have just straight bet on the Colorado-Nebraska game, we would have won. But you have to remember that with the odds going into that game, I would have to bet big money to win just an okay amount of money. And, you know, I'm not a high roller. I don't have a ton of money. So I like to do big, risky, juicy parlays with a small bet, $5 to $10, and hopefully it has a large payout. And we almost hit. But the last 2 weeks we've done 7-leg parlays. I think that this week we're going to tone it down a notch, go with the 6-leg parlay, and maybe be a little more conservative so we can recoup some of that money. Right now we are $20 in the hole. Red alert, $20 negative. But I think we can take care of business this week. So let's go ahead and jump into it. Just quick disclaimer, this is not betting advice. These are just my personal picks that I'm making. And also just remember to only bet if you are of legal age and you are in a legal state that allows sports betting. So let's jump on into this on FanDuel. I'm not betting on the Miami Bethune-Cookman game this week. Miami is a 52.5-point favorite. Typically don't bet on my favorite college football team, so we're just going to ignore it this week. Not touching Virginia and Maryland. I will say one of the games that's on my radar that I really thought about betting on, but I'm going to back out last second here. And again, it's because we're trying to be conservative. I would actually possibly take the points here with Mississippi State. I do think LSU wins that game. But Mississippi State really likes to run the football and control the time of possession, which I think could make it a lower scoring game and could possibly keep it close. So I think that Mississippi State might be able to cover in that game at 9.5. But just due to the conservative nature that we're going with here this week, I'm not going to do it. Now, I am actually going to take Florida State here to lay the points with the 26.5-point favorite here. Boston College is possibly the worst team in the ACC, and I think that Florida State will beat them by a lot here. I had to take a second here and think because, you know, obviously I'm not a fan of Florida State, but when it comes to betting, you got to use your brain, right? You set your fandom to the side. The only thing that would worry me in this one is if Florida State tries to sit their starters once they build up a bit of a lead, but I think Boston College is truly just that bad. So I'm going to feel comfortable with that one. The next one, Penn State has been hitting for us every week. So I'm going to take them to lay the points here, 14.5-point favorite over Illinois. It is a home game for Illinois, but Penn State is, they're pretty freaking good. So I'm confident in this one. Not going to touch Louisville and Indiana. The next one I'm going to take is another team that's been hitting for us every week. I'm going to go moneyline Kansas State. I think that that's a pretty safe bet to take. Mizzou is just... they're just not good, okay? They're just not good. However, you notice the spread here is, pretty low, 3.5 points. I'm not quite comfortable enough to take the spread here with Kansas State. So I am going to go money line. I think that's a pretty safe bet as well. Looking on down for some more games. Another one I almost took here was Georgia. Thought about taking Georgia, laying the points here, 27.5. I mean, Georgia is still one of the top teams in college football. They're ranked number 1 for a reason. It's a home game for them. I do think that they just absolutely dismantle South Carolina. It's a bloodbath, but I'm still trying to be conservative, and 27.5 points is a lot. So I'm gonna walk away from that one this week. One I'm not walking away from, however, and might surprise you, is I'm taking moneyline North Carolina this week. Now, I understand that they went to overtime with App State, but the reality is they still handled business. They still got the dub. This is a home game for North Carolina. I think Minnesota is 2-0 coming into this one, but I don't think they've really played anyone. North Carolina should handle business here. I think they just kind of had to slip up. It happens to a lot of college football teams. Close calls, that happens even for top 5 teams in the country. Top 10, top 25, it happens, right? So I think money line here, I would not bet the spread given what happened last week, but I will take money line for North Carolina this week over Minnesota. So we're at a 4-leg parlay here. We want to try to keep it 6 or under just to play it safe this week. They got Duke as an 18.5 point favorite over Northwestern. You could maybe think about taking that, but still kind of trying to stay around some lower numbers. Alabama and South Florida. Alabama will probably bounce back with a vengeance this week after the Texas loss, but 32.5, let's walk away from that one. What else do we have here? Ohio State has let me down multiple times, so we're staying away from that one as well. What else do we have here? Here we go. This is one that surprises me. Honestly, it really is. The Tennessee Volunteers, a 6.5 point favorite over the Florida Gators. I realized that Tennessee struggled against Austin Peay to an extent. I mean, they ended up winning, but that was a very ugly game, right? But Florida is bad. Look, I almost said Florida State's bad. The Florida Gators are bad. They're a bad football team. It's at the Swamp. I get it. It's a night game. I'm sure it'll be a pretty lit atmosphere because Tennessee's coming to town. But 6.5? I'm definitely laying the points here with Tennessee and feeling very, very confident in this one. I think that's just a no-brainer in my opinion. If we weren't feeling quite as ballsy, we could go money line here for Tennessee, which would be a little bit of a safer bet. We'll take a look at it here. Right now, I'm going to lay the points, but I'll hide the camera here in a moment. We'll take a look at the odds, and we might end up going money line. We'll see how it lands. But that's at a 5-leg parlay. Let's pick one more game. We want to be conservative, but let's make it a 6-leg. Let's see. Yeah, let's make it a 6-leg parlay, I think. Pitt and West Virginia, that's too close to call. That's two pretty bad football teams facing off. Low spread here. Not going to touch it, though. Georgia Tech and Ole Miss. Could maybe say that Georgia Tech might keep it close. They've been playing okay football, but Lane Kiffin might run it up. Probably going to stay away from that one. What else do we have here? Here we go. Clemson and FAU, okay? Spread is 25.5. A lot of people are probably going to question this. 25.5 point favorite. Coop, Clemson has been struggling. I get it. It looked scary at first against Charleston Southern last week, but the final score ended up being 66-17. This is FAU that we're talking about here. It's at Clemson. Dabo's probably going to have the team pretty hyped up. Even if they were to struggle early, I think that they come out and they take care of business. 25.5. I know I said I was going to try to stay away from spreads that large, but I do think that Clemson can beat FAU by quite a bit. So let's go ahead and take a look at the odds here with our 6-leg parlay. Let me hide the camera right quick. So if we were to go $10, which is what I'm comfortable kind of staying around, right now that would put us at a payout of $275.70. Let's swap over that Tennessee game. Let's play around a little bit here because we really want to try to win some cash this week. If we went money line instead of the spread, that takes us from 275 to 203. Okay. I think we go money line here then. I think we go money line again, $200, you know. Not a bad payout for $10 6-leg. What if we take away the Clemson one? I'm being real timid and conservative this week. That's $99. Oof. I still think Clemson can win handedly in that one. So that's actually what we're going to lock in this week. We're going to go the 6-leg parlay. We got Florida State laying the points, 26.5. Penn State laying the points, 14.5. Kansas State money line, North Carolina money line, Tennessee money line, and Clemson laying the points, 25.5. $10 to win $203.30. So I will lock it in as soon as I end this recording here. Make sure that you guys leave a comment. It can literally be anything you want. Let's talk about some of your bets. We've missed 2 weeks in a row, but again, low risk, high reward. We're only out $20. So instead of me dropping $500 on money line one game or the spread on one game, we're only out $20, and you know, it's more fun to watch some of these games that I typically wouldn't care about, like Tennessee and Florida, because you got a little bit of money on the line, you know, and I think it makes it fun. Not condoning betting. I'm just saying for me personally. But leave a comment to be entered to win a piece of the pie if this hits. Hey, looking forward to week 3, guys. Remember, we're all one big happy college football family, but at the end of the day, I got to say, it's always better when you get to rep the U. Coach Coop, peace out. I'll see y'all in the next one.